Hey guys, I'm James on occasion, and today we are already getting away from all the piles of dead bodies. Maybe. Probably wise. Okay, let's do a commerce check. Love those.
I always get the job
At first
done.
glance, these look like standard containers, but the frames have been reinforced, and they're sealing a room to keep the smell in. These containers are used for contraband. And also, this servo skull is running around, constantly, announcing us. This we brought from our ship. That's what happens when you're officially, on a planet. In an official capacity. In a strange memo. Interesting. Also, I think I'm going to sneeze. But let's address the memo before the sneezing. Or at least give it a go. 1, the holy book by the altar. 2, that void damn customs guy. He's always on duty. Does he get any time off? Does he ever leave for a piss? Is he a servitor or something? The servitors not need to piss. Maybe they got like a piss storage receptacle. I don't know, something. Or maybe they just do it on the floor. 3, guess what? And 4, hanger by the window. Remember to bow to the Emperor through the window. That is strange. That is true. That is a strange memo. But also, this is how our corpse looks horrifying. The victim was thoroughly beaten before being shoved into the crack between the boxes. One of the hands is clutching a blood-stained paper, which, of course, we just picked up. See, that's how you do breadcrumbs request. Like, it was interesting that there was a corpse just shoved in here. Right, we noticed that. Obviously, you're going to investigate a random corpse clutching a paper, and then the paper gives you a clue for a potential story or puzzle or whatever. That's how you do breadcrumbs for an intriguing story that encourages you to actually, investigate stuff. It isn't just, the printer's out of toner. Okay, I don't care, moving on. Finest wines from Janus. So, I'm really intrigued by all that. I think it's very cool. Also, you can see the statue. Greetings to your ladyship. Yeah, if I can see the statue there. Very cool. Giant space statue. Do you think it's carved out of an asteroid or something? I'm sure we'll learn about it. Alright, let's loot this thug. Good. More commerce. Labeled Destination Janus, but it is covered in dust. Must have spent a long time in the docks. I guess goods aren't really moving to Janus right now? Is that one of ours? I can't remember. I can't remember if that's one of our holdings. The walls of the container have rusted and contents rotten away, a situation that is not uncommon for shipments trying to pass through Imperial customs. This is an Anvers one. Yeah, we've seen that already, but we'll pick them up so I don't end up picking them up again. So it did say something about an altar over here. Well, in that weird book, so... God, I love these windows that are several stories. It's just like the structure was built and then the insides were just built inside almost separately.
I always have a backup plan.
St. Drusus, Volume 3, huh? Do you think that's St. Drusus? I've got to assume as much, right? Given the fact there's a shrine overlooking this big old statue. Feels appropriate.
That's how it's done.
A small altar, central spot, has been given to Drusus, a saint from neighbouring Calixus sector, who is widely revered in the Cronus Expanse. So, I mean, it did say something about a book, right? So, is that just Volume 3? Oh, hang on. Ooh, I have a thought. Is this for the code for that door? Is that it? Holy book by the altar. So that's book 3. Hanger by the window. That was A1. Damn void customs guy. He's rank 3. Rank 5. Okay, so it's 3, 5. Guess what? 1. Let's try that. Oh, okay. Okay, there is no 2. 3. Did I just hit 4? And that just hit 4. Jesus Christ. Alright, so 3. 5. Was it guess what 1? Nice. Look at that! See, look, there was a puzzle. There was a puzzle. I found it. It didn't have a quest marker saying go over here to do the quest. I was able just to piece together things that I had found in the environment, and I was intrigued by them because it was an intriguing circumstance. I was intrigued by the fact there was a door combination guarding something interesting that I could see was there, and then when I found a clue, I was able to piece it together, and I found the clue because it was on an interesting individual. That's how you do quest design. That's how you do treasure hunts. That's how you do puzzles. Why does this game struggle to do that so often? You know, it can do it without being explicit, without having a character run up to you and go, hello, I'm the puzzle man. Please go over there, please, and press a button. Yeah, so just, yeah, amazing. Like, this is how you do it. Hopefully, that'll set the trend for the rest of the game. So these boots grant the wearer +3 dodge, +3% dodge until the end of combat for each side power they use. That's very cool, actually. And these goggles grant the wearer +5 to lure Xenos. They also grant +10% hit chance against Xenos. That's very cool, too. Okay, yeah, that's all cool stuff. Although we also have these auto guns. Do we need auto guns? Rate of fire is quite good. Rate of fire ain't bad. An armor penetration of 10, but like 3 to 5 damage is a bit rubbish. I think I might... Oh, I'll take him. You never know. I might decide to equip one. Probably not, though. Okay, what else is going on? Some goods over here. How do we get up onto these areas? Oh, that's not an Anvers thing. This is something else. I'm writing to inform you 2 days ago the discharge was interrupted by a raid launched by the Anvers gang. In the attack, 3 loader servitors were put out of commission. Furthermore, 1 cargo container, serial number FVDA1-16165, was stolen, along with its contents. Perhaps we'll come across that at some point. And again, just we're finding interesting stuff lying around. You know, and it'll hopefully lead us to some fun quests. That's how this should work. Oh, hello.
This is the only outcome I accept.
Okay, everyone, please stop talking at once. It contains about foodstuffs, but it's empty. It's not been moved for a while. Okay, so these goods. Ooh, Grenadier's Cloak. Wearer and their allies are immune to damage from wearer's grenades. Okay, that's sick. I love that. But unfortunately, the person that we have with the free grenades is currently lowering enemy dodge by 5%. I mean, that's quite good. It doesn't stack, is a big thing. So it's only -5%, but that could be -5% to like a ludicrous amount of enemies because the amount of people she shoots. But then usually she kills. So how useful is that actually going to be? -5%. It's an extra 1 in 20 chance of hitting, arguably. Another wearer to, oh yeah, parry melee attacks with a ranged weapon. That's gigantic, actually. That's better than bonus damage, I reckon, but probably not, but fine. I like it. That, I think, will keep her alive if she does get jumped by something that hits hard. Now, this one, yeah, we're going to do that too. Alright, I want her to be able to throw grenades. I want to focus a lot more on grenade stuff for her. If she can get a free grenade throw, which she does, free AP, then it would be cool to have that continue. I'm also tempted, like, I do like the flamer in theory, but I'm not really using it. So having a bolt pistol and a, you know, I'm not interested in having a melee weapon with her, actually. I don't think that's necessary. Yeah, we'll keep it as is. Okay, these boots. Psycho boots. Do you want that on Adira or Cassia? I think Cassia is who we want these boots on. Because I feel like she's going to be doing that a lot more, because Adira would probably going to leave. I reckon. Although, do her attacks count as psi? For each psi power they use, are her abilities psi powers? Because she doesn't have a psi ranking or whatever, like Adira does, right? She has a psi rating. She technically doesn't, even though she is still psychic. So I don't know, actually. I don't know, because this game isn't very clear on that stuff, annoyingly. Law for Xenos, I was going to give that to you, I think, but when the wearer kills a target with an exploit using single Deadeye shot, nearest to, I mean, that never happens. So I think we'll Yeah, we're going to give you these. Okay, the extra Xeno stuff. But then, what are you wearing right now? Law Imperium. And you get to use Fellowship instead of Intelligence. That's massive, actually. That's massive. That's an extra 20% success rate. That's pretty huge. Although I guess not success rate, because that's not really quite how it works. But anyway, whatever. It's a big deal. It seemed to be heretical for this heavy bolter. I think that was such a mistake to have that actually be a heretical weapon, because it just says heavy bolter, you know? And it would be great to defeat a boss and then get to play around with a heavy bolter without the need to be, like, heretical. But, oh well. Okay, and then these goods. Let's have a look. Yep, more embers, propaganda, fine. Okay, so...
Always keep your eye on the prize.
I think we basically looked at everything, right? Oh, they're both rank 5. Well, okay, that makes it easier. I'm pretty sure that's what that puzzle was referring to.
Rise to the top.
Okay,
Left
let's go explore the rest of Footfall. So we're... Hang on, we're in the Void Dock, right? Yeah, it's silly it doesn't list where we currently are. I think that's a bit dumb. There's the Shadow Quarters over yonder, but I think we want to go to the Atrium. Alright. Here we are, in the place. There's some goods. And some... Oh, another one. Fireproof cape. Wearer of the cape is immune to burning. Also, whenever the wearer ends their turn, burning is removed from all adjacent allies. I mean, that's pretty cool, actually. But... It's a weird one. We are fighting a lot of dudes with flamers lately. At least those heretics were. These comms appeared here back when the station was founded, when it was... Everyone is so chatty here. Every time I come here, I need to go deaf. Sounds of the past assault my ears. They sure do. Be blessed, children of terror. Yeah, classic Argenta. I'm assuming Footfall would become a wondrous palace in the stars. Kind of didn't, did it? Not so much. Okay. There's a cogitator over here. Bunch of pilgrims. Praying to the space debris. Emperor protects. Okay, let's use this cogitator. I don't know why.
Operation successful.
Okay. Don't know why we would have done that. Ooh, then we can use athletics to jump over here so we can then press this button. Why are we doing any of this? Why are we finding this interesting? I have no idea. There's some loot, apparently. Ooh, a great sword. Oh, okay, I want that. I want that a lot. Also, Commander's Monocle. Whenever an ally under the effect of the wearer's Voice of Command ability makes an attack during extra turn, this attack deals an additional 3 times Fellowship percentage damage bonus. It's pretty minor. Right, let's have a look. Newest. So yeah, we have a sword, which I think... I mean, he does have a gun, but I can always put these in a different slot. So let's just... Yeah, there we go. He's got a great sword now. Oh, look at that. What a beaut. I also love that this is just like... All of this is just an Empire greatsword. But they've just modelled it on the Empire greatswords. It's great. Really fun. I like it a lot. Okay, so he's got a greatsword now. I think that means we complete the game, right? Like, our work here is done. Abelard has a greatsword. It's everything I could have wanted. Wait.
Let us not dawdle.
We just found a boy in a cupboard.
As it should be.
The numerous wounds and injuries indicate this was a particularly brutal murder. The letters A, N, V are carved into the victim's shoulder blade. If you're going to carve your initials into a corpse, why hide the corpse? Does that not seem a little...
Keep your wits about you.
A little bit silly? Where are the goods? Oh, it's that. They really shouldn't mark leaflets as goods, should they? They should mark them as leaflets. We need no rules or leaders. We are not an organization. We are a force of nature. And... Okay, more goods. I guess I'll grab them too. Yeah, I'll break into that.
My success is an
Wow, he did it from upstairs.
certainty.
He must have thrown a mechadendrite, dangled it over the edge.
Always
To
keep
pick
your
the
eye
lock.
on the prize.
Ooh, Gunsmith's Guild. I imagine we might have to get guns from there. Yeah, more Anvil stuff. Oh, hello. A Drusian preacher.
Rise to the
Which,
top,
I guess they worship
or get left in
Drusus.
the dust.
Part of Football is a castle statue of the Emperor, carved from a single asteroid. Okay, that's the Emperor. Fair enough. One of the many altars. It looks better tended than most places on Footfall. Yeah, I'd imagine so.
I always have a backup plan.
Okay, citizens being a bit ornery, aren't they? We'll get to that. We'll get to that, I'm sure. Let's just steal more things. Everything on this base belongs to us, apparently.
I always keep my options open.
Okay. Getting very wealthy off the back of random stuff we're finding. Punish the enemies of humanity. That's just a button. The punish button. That's unusual. Xenobestus unknownness. I think that's just made up. Behavior, cruelty, trickery, rampant mating. Habitat, void, doesn't need air. Diet, rocks. Fears the Emperor and fire. King Adam. Just looks like a mutant to me. Are these Eldar? Possibly. There's a dreadful Xenos in here. It's a dreadful one. Let's have a look. Punish the Xenos. A coin for a go. Durakara. Behavior, villainy, malice, habitat everywhere, hides among people. Diet, doesn't eat, feeds on blasphemous thoughts. Fears the Emperor, prayer, righteous thoughts. Yaldavi. Behavior, duplicitous, aggressive, habitat, woods. Diet, infants. 2 to 3 a week, amazing. Fears the Emperor and righteous people. Well, they would. Yeah, they would. About the creature's elongated eyes, you see the remains of quite human eyelids. It looks a lot like this Xenos is the work of a not particularly skilled surgeon and a slightly more proficient makeup artist. Oh dear. It is clear that the one in the cage is not a Xenos, just an ordinary Voidborn who lost in the mutation lottery.
Keep your wits about you.
Alright, let's have a look at this carnival barker, shall we? This young man is clearly making every effort to look dapper. His fashionable clothes are practically new and his hair is well groomed. What ruins this impression is the poorly scrubbed off oil stains from his leaky implant, and the fit of the jacket, which was clearly made for someone else. He gives you a beaming smile and says, his voice ringing, "Your ladyship, what an incredible honour! This humble collection is hardly likely to impress you, a rogue trader, conqueror of stars, but it is the best one on Footfall." I will buy all these captives from you. I can set them to work on our ship, right? He thinks for a moment. That could be done. Very much so. The entire collection will cost you a tidy sum. But you're free to take them away right now. Really? Sorry, so you just lose profit factor? You aren't told the price and then you get to make the choice. It just goes, okay, and then you just lose money. That's annoying. That's very annoying. I hope this benefits us in some way as well. I mean, it's the moral thing to do, but like, I can't believe it wouldn't tell us how much it costs before we agree. Because like that is more than a tidy sum, you know? The whole point of profit factor is that you are like, even when you buy things, your profit factor doesn't go down. Because the wealth is so unimaginably high. It's just if you have that much money, then any expense is just sort of like, you know, it doesn't really have an impact. So yeah, I don't know. It's bizarre that it doesn't give us the option there. But sure, I bought them We haven't had a fun event, but hopefully we will. Hopefully there'll be some story that will follow up from that.
Blessed with multifunctionality.
You know,
Always keep
hopefully
your eye
that'll
on
be
the
a thing.
prize.
But yeah, that's disappointing. That's very disappointing. Because profit factor is like, it's valuable, you know? Trying to get that up. It's like having a certain amount of points. You know, just sort of, it's basically a skill check, you know? All allies in a 2-cell radius around the wearer gain a plus 40% bonus to resolve from the unyielding beacon ability instead of the original bonus. I don't know what unyielding beacon is, but sure, I have boots now.
Let us.
I have unyielding beacon boots. So that's fun. Yeah, that's always good. Pretty flowers. Overgrown with weeds, like pretty flowers overgrown with weeds, the halls of Footfall's former palaces and temples have been overrun by shabby houses of the present-day inhabitants. Let's unlock that too. I own that now. There's a blocked passage that we can hop over.
Nothing matters more.
Nope, we unblocked it. I don't know why we didn't go around, but we didn't, so that's fine.
Rise to the
good.
top, or get left in the dust.
Another Anva's leaflet. And there's a pilgrim. I'm pretty sure around here is that Hieronymus guy. Chaplain over there. Ooh, an event. The low hum of voices quiets and a dozen gazes shift to you. First mate, Dagon. The tall man, with a shaved head, is rubbing his hands together nervously. His opulent clothes are nearly bursting at the seams on his muscular body, and his expression is forbiddingly grim. Still, he's trying to put on an air of friendliness. Greetings, you must be Lady von Valancius. Your ladyship, I heard about your arrival on Footfall, of course, and about Lady Theodorda's passing, but I wasn't told. You're not on the list. He stops. But that's not a problem, of course. Please, come on in. Chaplain is about to begin. Ah, but we're waiting for one more attendee to arrive. Fidelio. Without Fidelio, it's all been for nothing. Mumbling, the man excuses himself and joins the other attendees. Okay. And I'm going to have a sip of tea, because my voice is frayed, let's say. Ah, so, your appearance seems to have perturbed the man, but no more than should be expected with a distinguished guest, when a distinguished guest arrives at an event without invitation. I guess I'll look around. The gathering you found yourself at seems refined and respectable at first glance. The decorations and the attendees' clothes speak of wealth, and so does the location, which isn't far from the liege's residence. But you notice that most of the gathered are of rather imposing physique. Many of them have scars and military-grade implants. Several of the guests look like they are covering the exit. A few are clearly carrying concealed weapons. I find it odd that the location speaks of wealth because of its proximity to the liege's residence, even though between here and the liege's residence is just a bunch of shabby shantytown rubbish, right? So, yeah, it's not like this is an upmarket district. It's still just slums everywhere, wherever they fit. So I don't think proximity matters in a place that's been just sort of built on top of itself like this. So I don't know. Seems a weird thing to say. Feels like this was written independently of anyone looking at the map or knowing what the rest of the map would be. So I wonder who this Fidelio is and why they cannot start proceedings until he or she appears. Let's just join the attendees, I suppose. Yeah, let's just see what's what. I'm assuming this is a funeral? Or they're going to do some necromancy. I don't know. Oh, what a terrible, sorrowful day. We pay our respects to the life and soul of Footfall Society, a loyal servant of the Imperium, a generous benefactor who spared no expense. Are we burying Richard Attenborough? This guy built Jurassic Park. You wouldn't realise it, but yeah, he built Jurassic Park. Spared no expense. A generous benefactor who spared no expense to keep the fire of faith burning, and an example to all future generations. The most noble and unforgettable Master Bilardo. This loss The fussy administratum clerk speaks in a strained voice and keeps peeking at a paper with text on it. I mean, it does know that it's a strained voice. Like I said, my voice is pretty frayed right now, so this, yeah, I am straining to sort of keep this guy on keel. So, and keeps peeking at a paper with text on it. His speech drags on and on, blending into a monotonous cascade of praises of the late Master Bilardo. Time past 20 minutes. Okay. I mean, does that matter in any way? I'm not sure. So let us offer a prayer to the Emperor for the repose of Master Bilardo's soul and the prosperity of his heirs. I now pass you over to our most reverend chaplain. A formidable-looking man dressed in the attire of an ecclesiarchy missionary glares at the gathered crowd. And here you all are, you vultures. Let's offer a prayer then. But if you think that the Emperor, or the messenger of his will, in other words, myself, does not see into your vile souls, you are sorely mistaken. Chaplain looks at you and gives a slight nod. I wasn't referring to our esteemed guest, but the rest of you I know all too well. So go ahead, pray for Bilardo's soul. Soon the flames will take him, a fitting end for a life like his. May the Emperor keep his soul. Without another word, Chaplain makes the sign of the Aquila and pointedly turns away from the attendees. Alright, well, let's rob him. Oh my god, it actually gives the option. It might. Whoever prepared the body of the grey-haired man lying in the coffin, they did a good job. Even in death, he looks majestic. Abelard maintains a grave expression, befitting the occasion, until he sees the face of the deceased. He frowns, he peers at it with suspicion, then he gasps, astonished, almost dazed. I'll be. This is quite the meeting, if it can be called such under the circumstances. Take a good look at the deceased. The implants left in the deceased's body speak of his high standing. Expensive tech is typically extracted from the dead, and only the most prominent and wealthy avoid this fate upon their death. You know this man? Do I? Do I? That sounds like a very weird thing for him to say, but sure. I would tell you all about this man, but the words I'd use would be improper for a funeral. This, your ladyship, is Jerry Can Dent, known back in the day as one of the most notorious pirates in the Coronis Expanse. They nicknamed him Jerry Can for his habit of having a jug or two of promethium on hand. He did love burning things. Jerry Can is a strange nickname, because jerry cans are they aren't just like fuel boxes, right? The word jerry in jerry can was the Allies' nickname for the Germans in World War II. So that's specifically the German-made fuel like canisters. And so the word Jerry applies to like a real world thing. So giving him a nickname that refers to that is quite odd. No? Like that feels like that slang is too connected to like real world history for it to really make sense in this context. But that's fine, I guess. You know. We'll just assume there was like it's like how the Land Raider was designed by Arcan Land. Okay, we'll just assume that all fuel tanks were made by like Jerry Fuel Can. All right, we'll just assume that. He did love burning things. Oh yes, he was a menace back then. How long ago was it? 60 years ago? I was serving my last days in the Navy when news came of his latest attack. Wow, he's older than he looks, huh? But that's the thing. If you're close to power, you get a lot of like anti-aging stuff, a lot of oil of Olay, you know, a lot of skincare. Anyway, Abelard distractedly runs a hand through his hair. Well, there was a time when the sight of Jerry Can in a coffin would have been enough to make me dance. Quite literally, by the throne, I would have danced a jig on the spot. I'm quite the dancer, don't you know? Back in my day, now that I know he's an old man, just the shackles are off, okay? But now, I don't know. No more jumping into the warp right from under the cruiser's nose, eh? You old beast. You son of a bitch. Who would have thought I'd be at your funeral? This is very grand for a pirate's funeral. Is this normal? Folks on Footfall are known to turn a blind eye to many things. But even the locals aren't so unscrupulous as to honour pirate scum a few paces away from the Legion's residence, but no one has heard of Dents for so many decades. I barely recognised him myself, and I've seen his face on Picts a fair few times back then. I assume he retired and started a more or less honest life under a new name. What was it they were calling him? Master Bellardo? Now I remember, Reverend Hieronymus mentioned the name Master Bellardo as one of the biggest donors to the temple. Alright, well. He bought his way into the good graces of the public, I guess. Book of Remembrance, or at least the lore. Among the words of parting and praise for the deceased, a fresh entry stands out. Repentance, with a signature underneath. Fid, the letters are crabbed, and barely legible. Crabbed. Wrote it sideways. There's an odd smell to this Amasek. It seems very likely that the drink has been poisoned. Oh, that's fun. Interesting. So Amasek is a I think it's supposed to be like wine. I think, or maybe like a brandy or something. It's something that
Is there money to be made?
the Eisenhorn of the Eisenhorn books, Inquisitor Eisenhorn, drinks it a lot. But yeah, I think it's supposed to be like wine. Or, you know, maybe port, I'm not sure. Or maybe Amasek, maybe it's a real thing, I never come across it. Something just a bit quirky they used for 40k. The wearer gains a +5 fellowship and +10 commerce. If the wearer has dogmatic, adherent or above, their law imperium will depend on fellowship instead of intelligence, and you also gain 10 law imperium. I don't know if our dogma is that high, but we have a bit of it, so that might be a good way to free up a slot for us here. Because if we have that, we won't need this thing to do Imperium law tests with Fellowship. We'll have this instead. But how the hell do we find that out?
This could be an opportunity.
Not that. See for character? There we go. I found a thing. So, dogmatic. Oh, we are an adherent. Holy cow. No, we're not. Pascal is. My bad. Where are we? Dogmatic. Okay, we're level 1. We need to get to 45. Oh, so look at this. Oh, interesting. This gives us above the thundering guns, whatever the hell that means. Then we also have this here too. Grim Determination. So we haven't actually leveled any of these guys up high enough to get anything out of it, but yeah, fine. Okay. I think I might give this to What's-Her-Face anyway. We don't have anything else we can equip there. And that will put up our Fellowship and Commerce just anyway, which is kind of nice. We have 95 Commerce right now, which is frankly absurd. I think it's because of this as well, isn't it? Yeah. Our Law Imperium is 88. Yeah, we got some pretty high stats. Awareness, basically no awareness. We have no idea what's going on, but we know all about it. That's pretty good. But yeah, the fact that's been poisoned. It seems like people are trying to kill those at the funeral, but that's already happened, so I don't know. Footfall's levels are situated between huge supports resembling scaffolding. Seems to be a new concept of interior design. What? Seems to be a new concept for the interior design was started before the previous one could be implemented. Yeah, that's all mine now. Might be able to climb down there. Maybe not, actually. It just has some extra layers just to suggest the vastness of the area, which is kind of fun.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
There's Casperlardo, who I assume is something to do with the other Bellardo. Oh, and there's the chaplain. Maybe we should talk to the chaplain. Okay, I don't understand why... There we go.
Miscalculations are for commoners. I don't make mistakes.
Alright.
I make profitable learning experiences.
Good. Up close, Chaplin leaves an even stronger impression. A tall, burly man whose face and hands bear numerous scars. His entire visage seems to tell a story of many heretics who met their end upon their encounter with this adept of true faith. He gives you a respectful nod. May Saint Drusus protect you from illness and misfortune. I'm surprised to see a noble figure such as yourself here. Did you know Dents? I mean, Master Bilardo? Like, yep, totes. Do we want to say we did? Not sure. I think I'll see through the lie. Although it's based on persuasion. It's not like there's a deception check, right? So, I don't know. Or we can persuade him, but then his psychic bibble will say, oh no, it's wrong. I don't know. I have no idea. Although, is this chaplain actually a psyker? Are all chaplains psykers? Or is that just a title? I know the Space Marine chaplains are psykers, aren't they? Anyway, no, I did not. Came here by chance. Then I will consider this a stroke of good luck. Dents would be chuffed to have someone of your standing at his funeral. Seemed he was a pirate. Taking it no fond of the other attendees. Let's go with that. I'm a missionary of St. Drusus, and the truth of the Imperium speaks through me, so I see no point in pretense. All who have gathered here have one goal, to bite a chunk out of Dents' estate. Ambition and aspirations of wealth are not immoral in and of themselves, but... Chaplain grimaces. It's just that I'm sickened by the thought that such a great man has left behind nothing but a pile of human refuse. His son is a drunk and a weakling. His friend, Dagon, the one who greeted you at the entrance, is a dim-witted brute with an incredibly bloated ego. His widow made off with the family yacht in the direction of the moor, while his body was still warm, with an entourage of 5 brawny, good-looking young fellows. Seems he was a pirate. He chuckles, as his face grow even more prominent. Do you know why they call me Chaplain? It's because I was the priest on Dents' ship at his wilder days. Oh, so he's not actually a chaplain? It's just his name is Chaplain. Possibly. I don't know. If you're surprised, you shouldn't be. There are plenty of heretic scum among the pirates of the Expanse, but Dents wasn't one of them. He was a true believer, and he shared more of the Imperium's ideals than some of those stiff-necked officers. A leader with an iron fist and an iron will. Don't we owe our conquest of thousands of star systems to people like that? And the ones he robbed were mostly types that no true subject of the Imperium would shed a tear over. Xenos heretics. Not one of them, of course, but the Emperor will judge if Dents was a decent man. Alright, thanks. I don't really care. I mean, who the hell is Dents? I don't know. I do kind of want to see what the poisoned Amasek is going to lead to, though. Hello, Caspillardo. A man of indeterminate age turns to you and sighs loudly. You can tell by his breath that he came to the ceremony after indulging in 1 or 2 glasses of strong drink. What am I going to voice this guy? Your ladyship. It must have been the Emperor's providence that brought you here. Surely a figure as great as yourself wouldn't allow for a terrible injustice to happen. Did you know your family were pirates? Oh, not me. Not I. The man grimaces. It appears that obsequiousness does not come easily to him. Attack. We'll just kill the pirate scum for some reason. Like, I don't know. Are they pirates? Because they're not pirates, are they? Now? They've been doing a bunch of other stuff? I don't know what crimes they've done. For all I know, they just put up a pirate flag, sailed around in circles a few times, and then landed here and went, let's start a shipping company. I have no idea. Just doesn't seem anything to do with me. Did your father ever talk about repentance? What did Bilardo die of? Age, debauchery, old wounds. By the end, me old dad was more implant than man. Especially after the assassination attempt. People tried to kill him, you see. About 12 years ago. It's not the most consistent accent, does he? No. What a weirdo. And what is this occurring what is this injustice that I'm supposed to prevent from occurring? Well, he grimaces, the lawful heir is being robbed of his inheritance. My dear father left his entire fortune, down to the last coin, to some nobody, a certain Fidelio, who hasn't even bothered to come to his funeral, and I'm left with nothing. Do you think it's fair? Your nobility, you of all people, must realize just how wrong and unacceptable the situation is. I'm not gonna lie, I cannot maintain this voice. I'm gonna have some more tea.
Maybe you could lend me a hand somehow, for the sake of friendship with the future keeper of the Bellardo fortune. Me, and for the sake of justice, of course.
Oh, I'm glad you cleared your throat, and you're talking normally now.
Yes, me too. This is what I sound like.
What kind of assistance do you seek? Why'd your father disinherit you?
As if I know, the old man wasn't a heart-to-heart sort of person. Right up until the announcement of his last will and testament, I had no idea he'd put me in the doghouse.
Okay. What kind of assistance do you seek?
Your ladyship, I've never been in the presence of a person of your status, let alone talk to one. But I just thought, maybe you could impose your will on the matter of the inheritance. It would be great of you to find out who this Fidelio is too. But that's nothing, that's just my curiosity.
Well, who is he?
I have no idea, zero. There's a will, where there's a will, there's a name, that's it. Maybe they're my father's byblow, some brother or sister I never knew I had. Maybe they're a whore who brightened his final days. But I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm in indeterminate age. 6 years old I am. Maybe, I get the feeling that the old louse chaplain knows. He's always known about father's business.
Alright, sure. I will consider your offer. Why the hell not? He bows, your ladyship. Thank you. I don't know how to... Thank you for your business. I'll try. Okay, sure. Bye. Yeah, done. It's fine. Let's talk to
keep my
Dagon.
options open.
I'm just intrigued. This guy's a pirate, you know? I wanna know what's going on here. The tall man who welcomed you at the entrance is shifting from foot to foot and keeps glancing around with a gloomy expression. This is an honour, your ladyship. Such an honour. Could you spare a minute of your time? I have a request to make. Sure. What do you wish to speak about? Here's the thing, your ladyship. I'll just give it to you straight. I'm sorry, I don't know how to talk to lofty folk. Well, Dents, that is Bellardo, my old friend and boss died, and he left all he had, and had a lot, mind you, to this Fidelio. That was kind of rude of him. No way to treat your friends. I get it, he left his useless son high and dry. Done a good thing too, but his old friend. So I'm thinking, maybe you can step in and set things right. Intervene in the matter of the inheritance. Or, I don't know. Why did he leave you out of the will? Old age, you know his head wasn't the same anymore. Yeah, that's gotta be it. It was just too unfair to fly with him for 10 years and then get nothing for it. Alright, what do you want from me? You're a distinguished sort, you can muscle in. On this, you can talk to Chaplain, he's Dence's executor. And ask about the will. Or maybe you can find Fidelio and have a talk with him too. I mean, who'd want an inheritance not rightfully theirs? Can you imagine? More trouble than it's worth, if you ask me. And trust me, old Dagon can be of service to you if you need anything. I know lots about footfall and other things. I can help with information, get you some solid lads for a job. You can use a guy like me. Alright, sure, I'll consider it. I'll just tell everyone I consider everything. Did Bellardo ever mention repentance to you? No, but I know what you're talking about. Scribbles in his own, right? Yeah, it happened all right. I have no idea what he's talking about. That writing just appeared out of nowhere, on the walls and mirrors, and always the same word, repentance. I told him to get a psychic to check his house for sorcery, but he said no, too pricey, I guess. He said something about that, now he had already paid too much for repentance. Not a lot of psychics around, not a single one of them will cost you as much as a team of top-notch bruisers. Hey, listen friend, how long did that go on, the writing? Anything else strange happen in the household? Flying knickknacks? Furniture growing tentacles? People dying for no reason? Oh, all kinds of things happen, my girl. Things going flying, people dying too. Servants, that is. People, well not people, servants. Wherever we felt like remembering our glory days and got sloshed on half a jug of good stuff, that's when it would happen. I remember one time we decided to see who could carve open servitors in the dark the quickest. Dagon grins and hands himself a glass to you. Alright, serious talk. Nah, nothing like that in this house. Nothing sorcerous apart from the writing. That's when it began, Xenos knows, 10, 12 years ago. I thought you served with them for 10 years. What is happening? Time means nothing. Idira turns to you and shakes her head. It'd be good to take a look at that writing, but if I had to have a guess, it doesn't sound like warp influence to me. Something really did take up residence in the house, so it would have made a bigger splash in 10 years. Like a dozen corpses big. We didn't really say how many corpses big it was. The amulet you ordered yourself to remove was poisoned. What a fascinating coincidence. Okay, so he ordered a servant to remove the amulet, because clearly that was supposed to go out and kill Fidelio, right? He's in the eye. Poison? Nah, it can't be. Must have been a bad batch. Cool. Alright, so that's the poison.
Keep your wits about
All
you.
sorted. So, I definitely want to go to a spooky mansion. Then suddenly the episode fatally grazed its knee and continued tomorrow. Comment, like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.
I won't compromise my principles.